Welcome to the Charlie Center. We provide hospitality and navigation to the homeless community in Austin, Texas. You may be asking yourself, what is homeless navigation? And that's a great question. Ideally, navigation is a process to move those that are homeless into houses. But there are many challenges within this process, and not everyone is able to make it through, at least not without some significant help. We'll call these challenges the obstacles. So, how does a person go from homelessness to housing? Well, you do it one obstacle at a time. Obstacle 1, being homeless. Living in a tent, under a bridge, in adverse weather conditions. It's not easy or safe, but being homeless first means finding a way to survive. Obstacle 2, connecting with services. A person who is homeless has difficulty connecting with healthcare and nutrition services. This includes physical, mental, dental, and even addiction and drug recovery needs. This also includes government programs like SNAP. It's hard for a person to make and keep appointments, communicate with clinics, or fill out forms without a working and consistently charged phone, without reliable transportation or a bus pass, without someone who knows the system, navigating them through the maze of red tape. Obstacle 3, identification. To cash a check, rent a hotel room, open a bank account, or get a job, you need an ID. You also need an address. And gathering all the documents needed to secure an ID is not only challenging, but it takes time. It requires the ability to read and understand confusing documents, access to the internet, and once all these documents are gathered, a safe place to store them away from bad weather and even thieves. Obstacle 4, the housing system itself. Many people that are homeless want to be housed, but they have no idea how to access affordable housing. First, they need a coordinated assessment, which gathers personal data and information about the struggles faced while being homeless. And it's easier said than done. There are many that need coordinated assessments and few certified assessors. Perhaps the biggest challenge for many here is that after the assessment, a person can end up waiting in this space for months, even years. Obstacle 5, housing. When a homeless person finally receives housing, there is more paperwork to complete and documents to gather. Homeless clients need help throughout the process to ensure that communication is clear with case managers and housing organizations. They also need an advocate to make sure that they are treated fairly and that they understand what is going on each step of the way. Obstacle 6, believe it or not, living indoors. It can take a homeless person 6 months or longer to adjust to living indoors. Moving inside, adjusting to a new neighborhood, leaving behind street family and familiar routines, it's a lot. Quite often, the key to keeping a person housed is a case manager who continues advocacy and support. And there you have it, just a few of the obstacles of navigation. Now we know what you're thinking. What about the majority that aren't able to move through all the obstacles? Those stuck back at obstacle 2 or obstacle 3? Well, the Charlie Center is here for those too. We offer hospitality, navigate, and advocate for friends that never get into housing. This is where we thrive. We call people by name and love them right where they are. We celebrate victories and offer comfort in hard times. We give people hope and let them know that we're not going anywhere. The Charlie Center is a navigation center whose goal is moving people from homelessness into housing. And our continuous work is loving people between the two.